Hello everyone. In the 10th and 11th videos of this dynamic programming problem solving series, I will be solving two problems related to range DP. Range DP is a powerful DP idea which can come handy in problems where the expected solution has a time complexity of order n square or order n cube. So in this problem, I'll be going over the solution to the problem named Zuma, which is taken from a Div 1 contest and is rated 1900. In this problem, we are given an integer n, which is up to 500, which suggests an n cube solution will work in 2 seconds. And we are given n space separated integers, which denote where Ci denotes the color of the ith gemstone. So the story behind this problem is that there are n gemstones with colors C1 up to Cn, and each color is from 1 to n. And there is a game called Zuma, in which the goal of the game is to destroy all the gemstones as quickly as possible. So in 1 second, the person who is playing the game can choose exactly one contiguous substring of colored gemstones, that is a palindrome. So this is the condition on what substring can be chosen. The substring chosen should be a palindrome. And after choosing the palindrome, he can remove it from the line. After the substring is removed from the array, then the remaining gemstones will shift to form a solid line again. And we need to find the minimum number of seconds to destroy the entire line. So let's look at the 3 sample test cases. In the first sample test case, we are given 3 integers 1, 2 and 1, and there will be only 1 second required to destroy the entire line because input array is a palindrome and we could destroy the whole array in 1 second. In the second test case, there is no substring which is a palindrome, and hence we need 3 seconds to destroy one gemstone at a time. In the third sample test case, we will destroy 4, 4 first, which leaves us with the array 1, 2, 3, 2, 1. Then we would destroy 1, 2, 3, 2, 1 in 1 second because this is a palindrome, and hence the correct output would be 2. So let's construct our solution based on the following DP state. So let DP of LR be the min number of seconds to destroy the subarray from L to R. So this is the DP state which you'll encounter in range DP. So in range DP, this DP state is basically fixed. DPLR is the min number of seconds to destroy the subarray from L to R. That will be the same across all problems on range DP. Then the key idea behind why we can use range DP is that when we are trying to evaluate DP of L to R, let's consider the leftmost gemstone to be the pivot. So basically we are trying to find what cases are there when we are viewing it from the perspective of the leftmost gemstone. So in case 1, we destroy E of L, the leftmost gemstone. We just destroy the leftmost gemstone. This means that we are left with DP of L plus 1R because the range L plus 1 to R is left to be destroyed, and hence in the first case when we destroy only the leftmost gemstone, the value for this case would be DP of L plus 1R. In the second case, let's say that we destroy the leftmost gemstone and the one after the leftmost gemstone. So let's say that we destroy these two indices. So this case is valid only if these two are equal, and the reason why these two should be equal is because this contiguous substring should be a palindrome, and if these two are equal then it is a palindrome. Hence we are left with the range L plus 2 to R, and in this case the time required is just 1 plus dp of L plus 2 to R, and this is because we take 1 second to destroy AL and AL plus 1. Over here also we need 1 plus dp of L plus 1 R, because we destroy the range L plus 1 to R is left to be destroyed, and we take 1 second. So these are our first two cases. Sorry about not mentioning 1 plus dp of L plus 1 to R in the first case, and in the second case we are left with 1 plus dp of L plus 2 to R. So the third case is more interesting because there are actually many possibilities in which we can choose some contiguous substrings which are a palindrome, and once we remove the substring we are left with the remaining gemstone. So how do we accurately represent the fact that we are removing gemstones, and how do we convert that to a range? So the key idea behind finding a solution in the third case is that the leftmost gemstone must be paired up with a gemstone to its right, which is between L and R. So let's say that the position is K. So K represents the position at which AL is equal to AK, and this is the gemstone which the leftmost gemstone is paired up with. And by paired up I mean that after you destroy L plus 1 to K minus 1 and K plus 1 to R, then we are left with a palindromic substring or subsequence with AL equal to AK, and hence we can destroy AL and AK along with L plus 1 to K minus 1. So this is the key idea behind the third case, and in the third case, as you could see, the value of the dp of L to R would be equal to dp of L plus 1 to K minus 1 plus dp of K plus 1 to R, and this is because K is the rightmost position which is equal to AL, and we destroy K and L along with last second in the range L plus 1 to K minus 1. So let me just note that down over here. Destroy AL and AK in the last second of destroying L plus 1 to K minus 1. And hence you can see why dp of L R would be dp of L plus 1 to K minus 1 plus dp of K plus 1 to R in this case. So now that I've covered the three cases in our transition, let's just look at the base case. So in the base case, we would have dp of I to be 1 because we take 1 second to destroy AI, and dp ij where j is less than I will be 0 because there's no so basically invalid states we'll define them to be 0. And that's all that's there in our base case and our transition. So let's just type out the code and submit it to see that it gets accepted. So in the code, first I take in the input, which is n and the gems. So I've denoted them by A in my solution, so I'll use the same notation. And then let's have our dp, which is a two-dimensional dp n plus 2 just to be safe, so that if we go out of bounds then we can set the dp value to be 0. and we need to make sure that the order in which we are iterating is correct. So right now I should not go from 1 to n, it should go from n to 1, because we need to access dp of I plus 1 j. So we need to access dp of l plus 1 r before we access dp of l r, and hence we need to iterate over I in the reverse order. So I'm evaluating dp of ij. Then the first case would be if I is j, then dp ij would be equal to 1, and then we would just continue. Otherwise we would set dp ij to be equal to dp I plus 1 j, which is basically destroying a of I, and then we are left with I plus 1 to j. In the second case we would destroy, so we would be able to destroy ai and ai plus 1 only if they are equal, and in that case we would get dp of I plus 2j left, because we destroy ai and ai plus 1. Otherwise let's just iterate over all k. Notice that k goes from I plus 2 to j, because the first two cases we already take care of I plus 1 and I plus 2. So that's why k goes from I plus 2 to j, and then this would be valid only if ai is ak, because we could destroy the two gemstones together only if they are equal, and only then they would be part of the palindromic substring. And in this case we would just set dp of ij to be minimum of dp of ij. Even over here I need to take minimum of the previous value of dp of ij with the new value, with the new case, with the new possibility of dp of I plus 1 k minus 1 plus dp of k plus 1 to j. And in the final line I need to output the range from 1 to n, and that's all that's there in our code. So let's just submit it to see that it gets accepted. So as you could see, my code got accepted. In the next video I'll cover a similar problem on dp on ranges, which has a similar flavor but is slightly harder and is rated 2000. So if you like the video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and do consider subscribing to my channel for more such content. Thank you.